You can achieve a greater purpose with this divine empowerment, which has a profound effect on the spiritual development of everyone around you. Destiny, not chance, is what marks your path. The ability to see past the surface of reality and into the deeper truths that underlie the universe is the first power that God bestowed to you. This profound capacity is more than just physical sight. It is a spiritual vision, a perceptive energy that enables you to recognize the truths concealed in shadows and the substance underlying appearances. You can tell right from wrong with a clarity that goes beyond common sense, because to this insight power, it is comparable to the old and mysterious oracle at Delphi, whose insights were sought by kings and warriors in the past. Your keen vision guides your choices, guiding you through life's turbulent seas with the assurance of an experienced captain, much like the oracle, whose insights determined the fates of empires. This shows up in your everyday life as your eerily accurate ability to read people and situations. You notice the underlying patterns while others see only chaos. You find answers hidden from the untrained sight when others face overwhelming challenges. This could show up in a negotiation when you can tell what the other person really wants, or in a relationship when you have an innate understanding of their unsaid demands. Furthermore, you possess a unique moral compass that enables you to negotiate the moral difficulties of life thanks to your understanding. Your insight shines through when there is a haze of conflicting interests or emotions that obscures the correct path during decision-making, exposing the one that is in line with higher ethical and spiritual principles. This is not just intuition. It is a discernment that has been refined and refined via your constant alignment with spiritual truths created in the furnace of divine communication. As a result, insight is a gift with great spiritual responsibility rather than merely a tool. It puts the onus of leadership, decision-making, and teaching people to look past the illusion to the harsh realities below on you. You carry a beacon that illuminates the dark and directs not only your own path, but also that of those around you. Accept this power with the respect it merits, as it is essential to your purpose in life, and not just a component of who you are. The second power that God bestowed upon you is the power of creativity, which is a divine capacity that enables you to generate new concepts, solutions, or creations that demonstrate not only inventiveness, but also a higher inspiration. This ability is reminiscent of the inventiveness of Bezalel, the tabernacle's selected craftsman, who created hallowed areas via a relationship with God rather than just skill. More than just skill, your works are manifestations of spiritual energy, just like Bezalel's. This power is demonstrated by your capacity to envision and carry out initiatives that have a significant influence on business, science, the arts, or social change. Your art transcends the commonplace and touches the sublime, much like the work of a painter, whose brushstrokes capture more than the human eye can see. Your creative problem-solving techniques in business appear to reflect more wisdom, resulting in advancement and change that are more in line with divine purpose than with purely commercial needs. Your research or creation in the field of science frequently pushes the limits of current knowledge because it is motivated by an intuition or an epiphany that results in breakthroughs. These are the results of a connection to a deeper reservoir of information rather than random guesses. In terms of social transformation, your projects speak to the essence of spiritual development and human need, such as developing a community program that not only provides food for the hungry, but also uplifts their spirits. People notice and are drawn to the integrity and purpose that your products frequently possess. They are missions infused with a spirit that speaks to others, igniting their souls and igniting their own creative forces. They are not merely projects or goods. This is about generating changes that are in harmony with the basic energy of the cosmos, not just about making something new. Accept this creative ability as a precious trust. You are a conduit for heavenly inspiration to enter the world, not just a maker. Every creation is a blessing, every invention is a message, and every act of creation is a prayer. Realize the size of what you own, since it is a gift that has both potential and meaning. Use it courageously and sensibly, for it is a tool in your hands that has the power to change the world and bring it closer and closer to its purest, most divine manifestation. Resilience is the third power that God has given you. It is the divine ability to endure hardships that would cause many people to falter. This ability is about thriving in the midst of hardship and turning setbacks into opportunities to pursue your higher purpose, not just about surviving. Others may perceive your resilience as miraculous because of your unwavering tenacity and endurance. It's the type of resilience that enables you to deal with significant losses, career setbacks, or personal crises with a spirit that not only perseveres but also wins. Think back to times when you faced almost insurmountable challenges, such as a health crisis that promised nothing but hopelessness, a career-threatening failure, or a personal loss so profound it could drown the soul. You discovered a passage in each where many could have perceived an endpoint. A strong sense of purpose and destiny is the foundation of this resiliency. It is driven by an unbreakable bond with the divine, which offers consolation as well as strength and clarity in trying times. You may walk through the flames knowing that you are not alone and that higher powers are watching over and protecting you at every turn. Your tenacity also acts as a lighthouse for others. You encourage people around you to discover their own power by navigating through storms without losing your course. Your life becomes a living example of the strength of faith and tenacity, demonstrating the invincibility of the human spirit when it is in harmony with divine will. Your ability to bounce back and rebuild once the storm has passed is another example of your resilience. You come out not only unharmed but rejuvenated. You use these events to develop a deeper wisdom and a stronger bond with your spiritual journey, while others may remain in the wake of hardship. Your divine empowerment is characterized by your capacity to turn hardship into opportunity for progress. Recognize that resilience is a gift and a responsibility. It is a key that unlocks your capacity to lead and inspire others, in addition to your potential for personal development. Allow people to see the potential for their own strength and regeneration in your unwavering resolve. Although this power does not make you impervious to harm, it does make you invincible in spirit, enabling you to face the darkest nights with the assurance that day will come. The fourth gift that God bestowed upon you is the power of influence, which is the extraordinary capacity to favorably affect the lives of others and motivate change in your community. This power is a powerful force that changes the world around you and goes beyond words or deeds. It is an outpouring of your entire essence. Your life is clearly influenced by this. You are unyielding in your convictions and staunch in your values. Think about how all of your decisions, no matter how tiny, are subliminal but powerful statements of your principles. You are leading by example when you prioritize kindness over callousness or integrity over expediency. Without a single word being said, every choice stirs others to action and spreads ripples over the placid waters of complacency. Your impact goes beyond one-on-one conversations. Perhaps you lead campaigns to promote sustainability in your work life, or put in place rules that encourage tolerance and respect. These are transformative actions that realign your environment with higher ethical and spiritual standards, not just contributions to your workplace. They pave the ground for collective progress by questioning the status quo. and creating opportunities for fresh perspectives and behaviors. Your impact in your community shows up as leadership at difficult times, whether it's planning relief activities during a disaster or facilitating community discussions to heal divisions. Your presence inspires cooperation and action. You turn into the center of activity, the lifeblood that gives group projects vitality and focus. Developing potential and assisting others in discovering their own path to growth and contribution are the goals of this leadership style, rather than imposing domination. Furthermore, your empathy and comprehension are the foundation of your capacity to motivate change. You are able to see past appearances and discern the hidden challenges and goals of people in your immediate vicinity. This realization enables you to establish a strong connection, which makes your influence not only potent but also intensely intimate. You are affecting people's souls and igniting latent potentials that could blossom with your help, not merely altering actions. Accept this impact as a spiritual obligation. Being a lighthouse that leads others through the dark and a force for good is an honor. Your life, when lived with passion and purpose, is a beacon for others to follow, as well as a path to personal fulfillment. Remember that you are not merely traveling through this world. Rather, you are influencing it with every deed of kindness, choice you make for the truth, and position you take for justice. God gave you the fifth power, which is the power of healing. This heavenly capacity goes beyond simply curing physical illnesses. It also includes healing emotional wounds and restoring spiritual equilibrium. In addition to healing individuals, this powerful and profound force may mend damaged relationships and bring peace back to areas that have been tainted by miscommunication and strife. Your interactions with people who are still dealing with the effects of past hurts demonstrate your ability to heal. You assist in removing the layers of hurt and animosity with each kind remark and perceptive nod, exposing the underlying fragility and longing for connection. Healing starts at these times, not only for them, but also for the connections that shape their life. Think about the biblical figure of Joseph, who, in spite of his brother's wrongdoing, utilized his position of authority to promote peace rather than exact retribution. When confronted with his deceived brothers in Egypt, Joseph made the decision to forgive rather than punish, and to heal rather than hurt. Not only did this act of healing end the animosity, but it also restored family ties, which gave everyone involved a sense of emotional and spiritual rejuvenation. This power might take many different shapes in your own life. You can be well known among your friends for your ability to settle conflicts and diffuse tense situations. Or you might be the one in your community who offers assistance to people in need, giving them stability and hope in addition to the relief. Your presence brings peace and clarity to situations that are tense due to disagreements or misunderstandings. You possess a special capacity to see through the confusion and identify the core of the problem, using your healing touch to do more than simply patch things up. You can actually repair them. This could occur in a business team where stress and competitiveness have damaged trust and cooperation, or in a fractured community that you are helping to heal. Recognize that every act of healing is also an act of transformation, and treat this healing ability as a holy duty. Remember that when you apply your healing touch, you are restoring what was intended to be whole, not just mending what is damaged. Your divine mission is to heal the globe, one neighborhood, one connection, and one soul at a time. God gave you the sixth power, which is courage, the unwavering strength to confront your concerns and take chances guided by God that lead you through unexplored areas of truth and justice. This bravery, which comes from a strong spiritual conviction, forces you to act in spite of the tremors of doubt and the shadows of uncertainty that may veil your path. It is not only bravado, When you stand up for what is right, even when it would be easier to stand alone, your courage is demonstrated. It is demonstrated when you decide to speak up for what others are whispering in hushed tones, or when you take the initiative when others hesitate. This bravery is a deliberate manifestation of your faith in God and His plan for your life. It is not irresponsible. Think about the image of a warrior engaged in combat, not against people, but against the inequalities and moral concessions that permeate your society. You are that fighter every time you stand up to corruption, stand up for the underprivileged, or put the greater good ahead of your own interests. The streets, boardrooms, or even your own heart could be your battlefield, but the fundamental aspect of your conflict is always the same: fighting for something bigger than yourself. This heavenly courage has been demonstrated historically by individuals such as Joan of Arc. For the benefit of her people, a young lady with visions challenges the power of an empire. Like yours, her tale is one of overcoming insurmountable obstacles with a heart strengthened by heavenly help and spiritual vision. Smaller but noteworthy acts of bravery demonstrate this strength. It could be demonstrated by your choice to launch a new business despite financial uncertainties that is more in line with your ideals. Or maybe it manifests as your decision to forgive someone, creating a way to make amends where there was just conflict before. Knowing that every act of bravery is a step closer to achieving your greater mission, embrace this power of courage with a reverent heart. You are called to a meaningful life that challenges, transforms, and transcends, rather than one that is comfortable. Recall that the core of courage is the will to proceed despite fear, not the lack of dread. It is your talent and your inheritance to possess this divine courage. When you use it responsibly, you'll see how your beliefs change the world. The seventh power that God bestowed to you is the power of love, a selfless, unconditional love that reflects the very nature of God. This love is more beyond the typical affections seen in regular relationships. It is a powerful force that mends the rifts in people's hearts and society by promoting unity, forgiveness, and understanding. Your ability to see past other people's shortcomings and imperfections to the underlying pain that motivates their behavior is an expression of this divine love. It exists when you extend forgiveness to people who have wronged you, not out of duty, but rather because you deeply understand their difficulties and flaws. Your love calms disputes and mends divisions, fostering a greater sense of communal peace like a physician tending to wounds with loving hands. Think about how this love functions, not only during intimate times, but also as a prevailing force in your larger community involvements. Your love is what motivates you to take action to close gaps and promote understanding when you encounter societal divisions, whether they be based on ideology, race, or class. You develop empathy and compassion instead of using steel or wood to create bridges. Think about how every choice you make and every action you do along the way could be a manifestation of these divine qualities. I invite you to share your experiences and tales, not just as anecdotes from your own life, but also as evidence of the influence of God's work in the world. Allow others to use your life as a source of inspiration, solace, and direction. By sharing your journey, you light up other people's roads in the same way that yours was lit before you. We can change our lives and the world around us if we work together to consciously cultivate these divine powers. Accept this invitation with humility and courage, for you are not just a character in the divine story, but one of its most important narrators. Thank you for watching.